And in so doing, I was sent to outpatient, and my recovery started off there. That was back in December 29th. My last day of use was December 28th, 1995. And I've been in this process ever since. And I need to say that it's the most beautiful thing that has ever happened in my life. I have since been able to forgive my family, but forgive my mom, my dad, wherever he was, and to move on. But most of all, what I did that I think was part of my success in this process up to this point is that I ran with people that were in recovery. I came here, they sold me the best package there was, and I bought that package. And even in my failures and bad relationships, failed marriages, two of those in recovery, failed marriages, I was still able not to use a day at a time. I've lost loved ones, I've lost friends, and I still didn't use. And every day, my life is surrounded with recovery.
My name is Malik Arn. I'm an addict and also survived the lifestyle of criminality. My pathway of recovery is basically love. And the reason why I mention that is because it was only through unconditional love by men and women through the process of recovery that allowed me to become the man that I am today. I'm here to talk about the past, the present, and what's about to happen in the future. I'm a Jersey boy, originally from Long Branch, New Jersey. Used to go to ciphers at a place called Allah's Paradise, which is better known as Asbury Park, New Jersey. And from there, we was carried over to Fort Greene Projects, that's where the rallies was at. Back then, it was called the First Resurrection, better known as the 5% Nation. So I was raised in a household. I shot my mom up with heroin at the age of 5. I was sold into prostitution by my own brother at the age of 5. So this is not just about learning what happened in the past, but it's about overcoming the past and representing someone who you are in the future. I did 14 years in the penitentiary, and that's when my life actually began. My life did not begin outside of the penitentiary. My life began inside of the penitentiary. When I was in Rikers Island, and the woman that I was with bought me up some drugs, I stuffed it in my ass, went upstate the next day, and I was trying to get some cigarettes, and I was told on, and I caught a case. They gave me 4 different charges at Ulster Correctional Facility and took me to outside court. And I told them I had a problem, you know what I mean? And they put me in a box. They gave me 180 days in the box. I left the box after doing 30 days and ended up at a place called Mount McGregor Correctional Facility. And when I got there, the first words I heard was Magic Mountain. Now, I didn't know what was so magical about this mountain, but I knew it was a minimum security, you know what I mean, facility. It had no fences, you know what I mean? It had a lot of movement. But what I realized about this specific facility was that I wasn't able to run for myself. I was consistently confronted with who I was. I went to a program that you're mandated to go in New York State, which is called Alcohol Substance Abuse Treatment Program. It doesn't matter if you had a drug problem, if you sold drugs, if you had any type of drugs on your record, you was obligated to go through this program in order to be released. And I went in there fronting. But there was a gentleman there that actually was living the program of NA outside, but he was a counselor there, and he was a Spanish man. And he was constantly challenging me on my thinking patterns. And it was real frustrating because everything that I tried to punch holes in this facility was the same things that he was coming back to me and counteracting anything I said. So I couldn't get away with nothing. So instead of trying to beat this, system, what I did was join the system, and I became part of the ASAC program. I was a poor boy where my mother measured the cornflakes and the Vitamin King that was given through us through the state. You know what I mean? So she knew when I had more than one bowl of cereal. So that was the type of lifestyle I lived. I wore my sister's clothes, my brother's clothes, so I never had no clothes of my own. And I ain't ashamed to say it because my mom did the best that I could. She was an addict. She died an addict. My brother was an addict. He died an addict. My uncle was an addict. He died an addict. My sister was an addict. She died an addict. You know what I mean? So my whole thing is that I'm representing a whole generation of people that were behind me that died as addict and never heard the message of recovery. So let me explain to you that if no one else can get it, you can get it. You know what I mean? And it's a lifetime process. It's not just this thing doesn't happen overnight. You got to do the total opposite of what your belief system is. You know what I mean? Like I thought men wasn't supposed to talk to men. I had to come in a program and uncover to rediscover who I was with other men. You know what I mean? They told me, Malik, you need to get with some men, never mind the women. You know what I mean? Because it's so much easy to manipulate, to lie, to cheat, to connive real easily, especially when you got hidden agendas and you're brought up on everything that was conditionally. Narcotics Anonymous afforded me some unconditional love. Unconditional love meaning they did the right thing for the right reason and not asking for anything back in return. And that was something that was very profound for me because where I come from, nigga, look, you do something for me, I'm going to do something for you. So I went into the college campus, I opened it up and I closed it up and I found a new way of life. The new way of life for me was recovering, you know what I'm saying, in the educational system. After being down there in New York City for 5 years, I came up, my calling was to come up to Albany. In Albany, some of the accomplishments that I've had, I was a single father of 5. I took 3 kids that weren't mine. I resigned from a state job getting paid almost $16 an hour to take care of 5 kids and give back what was so freely given to me, and that was unconditional love. These 3 kids was going to go into the child welfare system. They were going to foster care. They were going to be separated. And I vowed to God that if he give me the opportunity to go ahead and do his work, then I'll do it. I took these 5 kids in. You know what I mean? They're all healthy, placed in great homes. I'm still a single father of a little tiny girl, which I had since she was a month old. She's going on 3. They gave me the Father of the Year award. Check that out, a Father of the Year award to a motherfucking criminal like me. You know what I'm saying? It was given to me by Michael Breslin, Executive County Commissioner in Albany, New York. I've also completed my bachelor's degree. I'm class of 2010. I give a big shout out to SUNY Albany for letting this ex-offender go through there, you know what I mean, and represent other ex-offenders that the doors are open for them to come through today. See, my job is to break barriers for the ex-offender and the recovering addict. It doesn't matter what you're recovering from, but I know what I'm recovering from. The question to yourself that, what do you need to recover from? One thing that I must say that you can walk around here with the fur coat, with the big cars, with the big chains, and all these conventions with 80-degree weather. That never made sense to me. You know what I mean? But it really doesn't matter. Whatever keeps you coming. You know what I mean? For me, was that hug that girl gave me on 144th Street with the big butt. That's what kept me coming in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Through the process, it changed over a period of time. I began to come for me. You know what I mean? Some of my other accomplishments. I'm the deputy coordinator for Andrew Cuomo, part as the Democratic Committee in Albany, New York. I also campaigned for Helen Heath Rowland, you know what I'm saying, from a city judge going to a surrogate judge. I was afforded to go to the internship, the legislative internship that gave me a choice to go with the senators or the legislator, you know what I mean, off of academic